Okay? And that's kind of like going to be 45 minutes because I have a 4:15 flight, so I get out of here. I go to Detroit, and then I go back to New Jersey. So adios to Jack. So I got to make the most of my time. I can't waste your time or my time. Yesterday at Texas Pinball Festival, there was a lot of excitement. There was a big announcement that I made with Rick Bartlett from Planetary Pinball, in that everybody was wondering, like, how's this guy Jack going to build games? Like, what the hell, is he stupid or something? Or, he's either the dumbest guy in the world or the smartest guy in the world, because how's he going to build games? Well, obviously, I knew what I was doing about a year ago when I started working on licensing the right to use parts, Williams Bally parts in our game. So the cool thing that's happening now is that for the last 12 years, you haven't been able to buy a brand new pinball machine that utilizes Bally Williams parts. They've all been on the shelf because they're gone as of October 25th, 1999. So our games, the first one being The Wizard of Oz, will incorporate all Bally Williams parts. So you'll actually be connected to the game again. You won't feel like you're playing like a cardboard box, all right? And you're struggling to make the ball go up a ramp or something like that. You're going to go like that, and the ball's going to go whoop right up there like you do on your old Bally Williams games. And I can't wait to play this game myself. I keep telling these guys, they're holding me up, because I want to play the game already. They're killing me, these guys. Drawing and writing, lines and circles and artwork, and this guy with keyboard programming, they're driving me nuts. So anyway, but really it's kind of cool. And I just want to take another couple minutes and just say to you, those here that really don't know me, that are not customers of mine, that I haven't built relationships with over the years, what I believe a business is, a business should serve you as customers. The business cannot exist without you, all right? You're never going to hear me get up and do a speech and tell you about the price of wood is rising, or copper is going up, or give you a commodity speech, or talk down to you and say you're not an important part of our marketplace, okay? If you wanted to know my problems, what do you need to know my problems for? It's like coming here and a chef telling you, something, you don't want to hear that stuff, okay? So what we're about is making some fun games and promoting pinball, and that's what we're going to be doing, all right? So we could have questions, and I could get something going here, or whatever we want to do now. Do we have questions, or you guys want to say something? How about we do this? How about we pass the mic to each one, and everybody could say something. So here's first is Big Dennis Nordman, everybody.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I got to say, I was just so thrilled when Jack called me to work on pinball games again. I'm very excited about the Wizard of Oz theme. The stuff we got going, it's going to be really cool and exciting, and it's going to be fun to play. And Joe's designing the play field, but I'm assisting in different little areas. I've given him a couple thoughts and ideas, and I'm making models of the mechanisms too. So that's what my part is in the Wizard of Oz. And then after Wizard of Oz, I think I get to design an original theme game, which I'm really excited about.
That's in about 8 years when we're
Yeah.
No, probably
So
4
now,
years.
so now you can. This is Jim Thornton. He's our purchasing guy and all-around technical guy and project manager.
Thank you. Basically, my role in the company is just behind-the-scenes guy. I'm there building the bill of materials, I'm doing all the purchasing. I'm working collectively with each and every one of the most talented guys I've ever worked with before. It's going to be a real positive thing. Can't wait to see everything come together, and hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, Jimmy. Sounds good.
My name is Keith Johnson. I am I'm a programmer. I've been in the industry for 10 or so years, and the last couple in the video game industry. Been employed not the whole time. Definitely excited to get back into pinball. It's been a passion of mine, for as long as I can remember. About playing for fun, playing competitively. So looking forward to being able to give everyone what they want, what they don't know they want, and a bunch of surprises along the way. So we're just working on the system, and
then we'll get the whitewood up and going, and we'll start making some rules. Off to Greg.
Rules rule.
Rules. Well, I'm not a competitive player. I'm Greg Freres. I'm an artist. And I actually, thank you. I'm actually a pretty lousy pinball player. When Nordman can beat me, that's bad. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited to be here with these guys. It's going to be a great package to work with. You know, I heard, you know, little birds talking that, oh, that theme is for a 9-year-old girl. Well, you know, don't worry about it. It's not going to be a 9-year-old girl's game. It's going to be a cool game, and we're going to make the best of it. I just talked to Jack earlier. He came by and saw the whiz-bang stuff, and we're not going to quite whiz-bang it, you know, from the art standpoint. But we got to stay true to the license. We do have a licensor that we've got to deal with here. So, but anyway, excited to be here, and I look forward to you know, everything that's going to come out of Jersey Jack Pinball.
And I'm Joe Balcer with Jersey Jack Pinball. A couple guys missing from this incredible team is Chris Granter. Everybody knows the name. We got the sound happening with him. We got Jerry Vanderstelp, who's done incredible pinball art. That's got the cabinet package where Greg's working the playfield package. So for a small team, we're going to get a lot done and make one hell of a pinball machine. In all kinds of directions. I'd like to throw a happy birthday out to one of those Minnesota guys over there in the corner. He won't even give out his age. I've heard it's way over the top. But he's a Minnesota guy. They drive Jack around the Twin Cities and all that, whatever. You know. I know they're worth something up there, so I guess that's what it is. So you guys are going to have fun with this game. We're having fun putting it together. It's daunting. There's a pile that keeps getting bigger to get over the top of it. But we'll get there. We'll deliver this thing. You guys are going to love this game, and we will make this happen. So stick with us. Hang with us. Keep looking on our website. You'll get updates. It's done a little different this time. We're going to let you know how things are going as they're going. So enjoy the ride with us, and you know, just follow that yellow brick road along with us.
Hey now.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, pretty cool. So how about we open up for some questions? Probably nobody has any questions at all. You know, so what I'll do is I'll give you a microphone. You could say your question so everybody could hear it. And this gentleman with the cool Dig Dog shirt, what's your name?
Zach.
Zach. Wow. Hey, Zach, there's another Zach here, Zach. And your question?
Mine's a nickname. Where are you guys going to be building these machines, and can we come visit and do some play testing?
Good question. Until a few weeks ago, I was actually wondering that question myself. And Chicago is the home of pinball, and Chicago is the area where, you know, these guys work in that region. Joe's right across the border in Wisconsin, so he's a Wisconsin resident. You know, if I opened the pinball factory in Chicago, I think a lot of people would probably yawn. So it's going to be opened in New Jersey, because it is Jersey Jack Pinball. So I just took a 35,000 square foot building in Lakewood, New Jersey, and yes, you can come and visit. We're going to be setting up a real factory, not in the same exact way that Stern does their building, because if we do it that way, we'll be out of business before we start. So we have to change some ways that things are built. We may not be having a whole bunch of ladies making wiring harnesses on antiquated boards from 1950 and things like that. So unfortunately, we're going to have to bring this up to a little future date right now. But for them it works, for us it doesn't work, because I have to look at it setting up something brand new. So it's going to be in New Jersey. And yesterday Gary Stern told me that you can't have the design team in one state and the production facility in another state. Well, I reminded Gary that he told me in 2000 that I'd be out of business because pinballsales.com only would sell games to the home Christmas time, and nobody in their home wants a pinball machine. So with that track record, he couldn't say anything to me, and that was that. So we're going to build games in New Jersey. Lyman, good morning, Lyman. Congratulations.
We got a question back here.
Hey, who's next? Come on up.
You
You got a microphone?
Yeah, I got a microphone.
Wow, cool.
You mentioned that you're licensing Williams technology. Are you going to be using Williams board set? Are you developing your own, or what are you using for the back end?
We have our own board set that is going to enable us to do things that nothing today does right now. And it's actually already developed. Hello, you trying to...
Other questions? Raise your hand and I'll bring a microphone to you. Behind me, okay.
And I don't have to be answering the questions. You can direct your question to anybody up here.
Hey, Jack, we're wondering if the open code source that you originally slated is still on the books, or is it going to be closed up?
All right, that's going to Keith.
I think that, I don't know that right off the bat it's going to be open source. What we're going to try to do is get as many adjustments as possible so that, people can configure the game in almost any conceivable way that they would want to. I think it's too much overhead right off the bat to just go completely open source. We will be using open source stuff, so don't get me wrong there. But I don't think the code is going to necessarily be, open to everyone to just do whatever it is they want to do right off the top. That we need to get the company off the ground, and we need to put out a viable product, and we need to get customers happy, and then we'll start addressing those issues a little bit later on.
Also, the other thing, you'll never really see open source code on a licensed product. Not from us anyway, because the licensor has certain things that we have to do. So you're not going to see that. You'd see it on an original design that we've come up with, or an original design game. That's where you would see it.
Is the board going to be actually serviceable, or is it going to be surface mounted or anything? I mean, how easy is it going to be to work on those boards?
Is John Borg going to be what?
Question is the board going to be serviceable, or is it going to be surface mounted?
Well, he asked about John Borg. I don't know what he said. Let me say this, okay? What we're going to have in there is probably never going to break. There's a great manufacturer's promise, okay? Now, let's go to reality. Reality is you have a 3-year warranty on that board, okay? So if you have a problem with it, we're just going to advance you another one. You're not going to have to worry about getting your electron microscope and trying to repair a surface mount or non-surface mount. So we'll address that a little bit more as we go, because some of it I don't want to disclose right now.
Other questions?
I want to thank you for the pizza.
Who is that?
My name's Greg. I was just curious because I know that...
Is that a munchkin?
With the...
Oh, he's singing. I'm sorry. He's singing.
Everybody, hey! So we want to all thank him for the pizza, right?
Okay, it's all right. You already kissed up already. It's not necessary anymore.
Just,
Thank you.
I know that the gentleman out in Australia was trying to make a pinball machine, and he got a lot of... I don't know if he's a gentleman or not, but a lot of problems, for what he's saying, from rumors from Stern and from, say, Illinois Pinball licensing and different things like that. Have you addressed all those issues? Were you maybe doing your own thing or not interfering with anything?
Where were you yesterday? Did you read a press release or anything yesterday?
I wish I could have been here yesterday, but
so if we go here, we licensed 40 patents that were Williams property. That's basically going to be the parts that we use in our game, aside from parts that we engineer and we create our own intellectual property. So you're not going to see this game have a piece of Twilight Zone, a piece of Funhouse, a piece of Medieval Madness, and a piece of Monster Bash all put together. There's going to be a lot of it that is unique and original. Toys, mechanisms, all those things that are being engineered and made for us. Now, as far as Wayne, my friend Wayne down in Australia, the problem Wayne had is that he was like a one-man show. And I really want to be the dumbest guy in the room. I don't know how to build pinball machines, I'll be honest with you. What you have here is an owner of a company. I'm a player. Okay, I want to build a game that I want to play. And I believe that's going to be a game that you're going to want to play, and you're going to want to play over and over again, and maybe you want to own it, or you want to go to the amusement center and play it. So what I did was I realized some of my limitations in my physical life, in my spiritual life, and my business life. I can't do all of these things. That's why these people are in the company. So I don't really have to know any of that stuff. So Wayne couldn't do what Wayne couldn't do because Wayne was trying to do everything by himself. Okay? I know I'm not doing it myself. I am the sunshine and the rain and the fertilizer, and I take my Mont Blanc pen and I sign checks. That's what I do. Okay? And everything's going to happen that way. Who's next?
Like that.
Hello there. The most exciting thing for me as a player is, of course, hearing about Jersey Jack is just going to be more games available, more new stuff. So I was wondering what we can look forward to as far as themes. And if they're top secret, then what would you like to do, even if you don't have any definite plans in the future?
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Jim.
Jim. Okay. You know, everybody's asked me about that, so that's a very, very much asked question. I wouldn't say it's a common question, but it's asked a lot. Because maybe, you know, there's people that said, oh, Wizard of Oz, I don't want that, you know, it's not my thing, whatever. When you see this game and it's actually done, you'll want it, okay? But let me move ahead of that and say, I can't really, and we can't really think about what's going on in game number 2 or 3 or 4, because right now, it's not that we're just doing a game, we're actually setting up a whole company. So the most difficult time in the company's history is probably now, in setting everything up, you know, the first time. Now, I'm not planning on doing 4 games a year. I'm not planning on doing 200 or 300 or 900 or 500 of a game and move on to the next game and take orders from Europe to float a container over here so I have cash flow for $400,000 worth of games. I don't have a cash flow issue, and my hope is that we build 10,000 Wizard of Oz for the next X years, and Dennis is hanging with his tongue out with game number 2. You know, that's my hope, because Dennis is participating in the financial reward of game number 1 as well. So it's not that Dennis is getting paid as a contract employee, and he's just sitting on the sideline waiting for this thing to get out of the way. He's an important part of the team, and yes, I did promise game number 2 to him, and I told him and Greg, don't tell me anything about it because my head's going to explode, all right? Because I got about all I could take right now with that. So I don't want to know. My head's going to explode, and it's not going to be pretty. But, you know, we have some definite licenses for game number 3 and game number 4 and things like that. And we'll see. You know, we got to take one thing at a time. We got to crawl before we can walk. Thank you.
Get that man a microphone. Can you yell?
I'm just curious about the innovation in pinball. You know, we've seen the video integration. Do you guys have one of these top secret, like where the next generation progression of pinball vision? 3D? I don't know.
Well, I mean, we have said that we're going to use an LCD in the back box, and that's going to be the display of the game. You know, it's going to be a lot of work getting a system together, as well as a video system and an audio system and a rule system. We're well on the way to it, and I think everyone will be happy with what we put out in terms of animations and rules and that kind of thing. We're not going down, like, we're not doing a 3D engine and that kind of thing, at least not right now, maybe in the future. I guess we're going down the path of trying to get an attractive product that stays true to the license, and everyone will want to look at it and it'll say, whoa, I mean, that's obviously a new game. That none of the games now look like that. So they'll definitely, I think we'll achieve a wow factor with what we're doing, especially in terms of, just having a bright LCD saying, hey, come play me, that kind of thing.
Oh, thanks a lot, guys, for doing what you're doing. I'm sure really appreciate other people getting into the game, and there'll be more pinball and more happiness for everybody. So thanks a lot, really. Couple questions. One is, can you give us I mean, I wasn't here at the beginning of it, maybe I already did, but could you give us a hint on what's a cool new feature or toy of the machine? And secondly, are you looking at a single game, or are you looking at, as we've heard with other manufacturers, levels of games? Here's one that's the cheapo plastic model with the minimal stuff, and here's the deluxe model. Are you looking at variations of the game or just the game? And how much is it going to cost?
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go to the first part. So there's one model of the game. This is a full-featured, fully stuffed with toys, mechanical action pinball machine like I wanted to play. And then I started playing in 1975 when I started fixing electromechanical games when I got into business. So that's what it is. My customers, our customers, okay? We don't have 3 legs of a stool. We don't have the hobby people, because you're not hobby people, you're people, okay? We don't have operators, because I'm an operator. I'm an owner of a company called Elout USA. I'm an owner in that company, and I'm the CEO and the president of that company. We operate several thousand amusement games all over the United States in 30 states. I have a Spider-Man pinball machine that's located at the Universal Arcade in Universal Orlando, and last week it made $48. So if I can't get that game to make money in the epicenter of Marvel Universe, okay, and I buy it at cost, or I did at the time, I can't operate pinball machines. If I can't operate them profitably, nobody can operate them profitably. So the model is broken, and you can't do it by making some piece of garbage game and take all the money out of it. We're not going to be building our games with calculators, okay? We're building them with passion. We're building games that you want to play, and the public out there are going to play. They don't even know they want to play these games yet. But guess what? I'm going to bet that I'm not dumb, and my 35 years in this industry is going to prove it right, because you can play this tape in a year from now when these games are all over the place, and they're making money. And then you can either say, well, Jack, you know what? You're the biggest fool, or you're the smartest guy in the industry. I don't want to be the smartest guy in the industry either. So there's going to be one model game, any game operator, and right now we have almost 400 games pre-ordered, by the way. Nobody's seen a picture of the game. Okay, it's based on faith. It's based on my reputation and the reputation of the people in this company. All right, they have an idea that we're going to put something together that's going to be really special. On a pre-order right now, the game is $6,500. Okay, I fully expect that we're going to start showing pictures, we're going to start showing whitewood, we're going to start showing features. By July 4th, I'm sold out of 1,000 games. I haven't even gone to Europe yet. I haven't gone to the United States for distribution. Oh, there's one guy in the United States that ordered 50 games. And every day there's somebody that calls him, begging him, asking him, or threatening him to take down the link from his website. So, you know, it's really taken on a life of its own. It started with a little tiny brain fart of an idea by me, but now it's out there, and all of you are giving it life. That's what's happening with it. I hope that answered your question.
Hey Jack, I'm H. Thanks again, like everyone's saying, for doing this. I know there's some sort of drop dead date where the pre-orders can be refunded. Is there anything that would happen on your side to make you not go through this? Like you don't get enough orders or something changes?
If I die, there's a $2 million insurance policy on me specifically for this project, and these guys don't know it, but they have instructions to finish this game. Or I'm going to come back and haunt them, okay? And there's no joke, all right? Here's what's going to happen with the deposits, you know. A lot of people don't have $6,500. That's a lot of money, okay? It is. But where did I get that number from? Yesterday I was asked, how did you come up with that number? And I came up with the number because I don't have a clue what the game was going to cost me to build at the time. Genius that I am. But I know what the market would bear. Okay, and I knew Avatar Limited Edition was around $6,500, and I know our game is going to be like 2 avatars put together on steroids. So for $6,500, you're going to get a game that you're not going to believe, okay? And if you got a problem, I'll give you your money back personally, okay? And the other question before about the operator, what I forgot to tell you is that we're including a bill acceptor on every game that an operator buys from us at no charge. They're getting a Mars bill acceptor. So we have about 20 orders from operators around the country right now, and they don't even know it. I posted it on our closed news group the other day. What, you had anything else? No? You're just standing. Okay.
Jack, my name is Rick. I'm a customer of yours, and I purchased one machine. And,
yes.
And you are an awesome pitch man. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm a sales manager, and my God, I'm learning a lot just listening to you. The question I have, in my experience personally, the absolute best products ship when they ship. Why tie yourself down to a deadline?
Because it's a really good question. Because these people in my other life and my other companies, I deal with a lot of different talented people that they're artists and they're programmers, and if there's no timeline, nothing against these guys because I love them, they'll take 3 years to finish this thing. Okay, they will. You know, maybe 2 years. All right. So if I take a line and I put it in the sand and I put pressure on us, okay, I know what these guys are capable of. They know what they're capable of, okay? And let me tell you something. You know, you guys came up with a playfield and toys already and mechanisms and stuff. I sat in a meeting with them on the 14th of this month in Chicago, and I was sitting in the room while they were doing a presentation and all the things they were doing. I had to pinch myself. I mean, I'm not used to this stuff. I mean, I'm used to having some people do what they say, but everybody's not doing what they say. Everybody's doing more than they say. They're all, you know, and as a company, we're going to under-promise and over-deliver. Okay, I know there's a lot of hype about this game. There's this great expectation. It's going to be the greatest thing in the world. The worst thing that could be is this is the greatest thing in the world. What the hell do we do for game number 2 or 3? So we want to always try to be better than what we are.
I'm asking for the Spooky Pinball podcast.
So far, so good. Is that your daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
Squirrel.
Hey, where's Blue Shirt? Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Zach, her name's Squirrel.
Squirrel, I know.
Are you going to be able to use movie clips on the playfield and the back glass, or do you have to draw them on your own?
No. We don't want to draw them because it'll cost us a fortune. We licensed movie clips. See, with this game, and Joe could probably address this better than me, we don't want to make a complete stop-and-go game, even though Joe's game that sold 10,000 games, Simpsons Pinball Party, and Dennis's game that sold 7,000 games, Pirates of the Caribbean, 2 of the best-selling games that I ever had as a Stern distributor, because we sold thousands and thousands of games. So God bless them. They, you know, kept me in business for a long time. We don't want to really make a game that's stop and go where the ball gets grabbed somewhere and then you watch a movie clip. But we can make it so that if you wanted to go, maybe you hit the flippers twice or something and it releases it. But you're going to see what we're going to do because it's going to have flow and it's going to be stop and go. And using this movie to our full advantage, it's very expensive licensing this movie because we have to license the movie from Warner Brothers, then we have to license music, then we have to license video, and in our category, I probably ruined it for our competitor because I'm paying 6 times the amount of money that he would pay for the license. So when he goes back to get The Hobbit in a year or 2, he's going to have to pay like $200 a game because that's what we offer them for that license. So I kind of ruined the whole party for a lot of people, but it has more of a value for me in doing that to bring you that license.
Jack, I'm curious if you're going to have like a production unit total, you know, like 10,000 units. As being a collector with 20 machines, I'm kind of wondering if you can get the big bang of bar effect, you know, that I'm going to spend $7 grand on a machine and enjoy it, and then hopefully in 5-10 years that it's going to be worth double. You know?
Well, past performance is no guarantee for future, what do they say, with the stock market, right? So, look, don't buy the game as an investment. Buy the game to play the game. I hate my customers that buy these things as investments. We have several people that order 2 games. They're going to sell one. They're going to send their kid to college on it. I don't know what they're going to do. But I will say this. They built one of 22,000 Adams families, and go find one of them somewhere that's in any good shape right now to buy, okay? So it doesn't matter what we build. There's only going to be 1,000 Emerald City limited edition games. And as we go down the Yellow Brick Road a little further, you'll understand what makes that game special as opposed to us building regular games after that 1,000 games. And let me say this to you. Our customers in Europe, okay, I have people in Europe now that are not pinball distributors. They are pinball customers and pinball players. They want to wire me money for all kinds of games because the value of the euro is higher than the dollar. So what we sell here for $6,500 turns into $11,000 or $12,000 over there. So those people are just salivating. They're waiting for our games.
Hey Jack, it's Gavin.
Gavin! Dude!
Good to see you again.
He's the best, man. You need a pinball fix, that's the guy you want. He's bailed me out a lot of times in a lot of places.
My question to you is, since you guys are going with like a completely new operating system and the hardware inside the games, like back in the days when Williams, Gottlieb, and all those manufacturers, they would do tech seminars and service schools at distributors. Now, you're going direct to the public, right?
We're going to have distribution, but yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Because if somebody like me gets called out in a service call on one of these machines, never seeing the operating system on the inside, you're going to do any schools and that kind of thing, so...
Well, you know, you're on the short list. It's funny you say that. Remember, I'm a technician, too. That's how I started. But they didn't call us technicians then. It was a fancy name. They just called us pinball mechanics. We'll have distributors in the U.S., and we won't get Bernie Powers out of mothballs to go around, unfortunately, and do like a seminar, the Bally system seminar, but we will do that. We'll bring you into New Jersey, we'll show you what it is, and you'll see how actually simple it is. It's more simplified than a lot of things that are out there now.
Okay, thank you.
Questions for anybody else on the panel?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to hear from each person. Is there an idea either from some game they designed or some game they've played or something you've seen on Facebook or KLOV.com or all the different threads about ideas? And just some idea that either inspired you or you'd like to do something like that, or obviously you can tell us if you put it in the game for real.
I guess I would personally say that I was talking with some people at Pinburg last weekend, and there are definitely some interesting ideas that people had. I mean, you know, I read the news group. I've read the news group for going on 18 years now, I guess. So I see everything of interest that goes by, and you know, some things make sense, some things don't make sense. I mean, you know, my job is to take you know, the best of everything and put it in a coherent package that's true to the license. You know, I don't really want to give away too much at the moment, but you know, I'm definitely out there watching and listening, sometimes even talking, and you know, I think that people are definitely going to be excited with what we put out. There's no doubt about that. And you know, if someone comes up with a good idea, I'll definitely think about it. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I read RGP. I don't post on it very much, but it's interesting that a lot of the ideas that guys are posting about Wizard of Oz on RGP, or some of that stuff is things we're actually thinking about and we're going to do. And as far as new, Jack doesn't know this yet, but my next game is going to be horny teenage zombie bitches from Beyond the Black Hole.
We're running credit cards right now.
Zombies are big, man. Zombies are big. Don't mess around with your zombies.
You answer the question. How do you follow?
One of the things we found out early on, even from the licensor, came that, you know, I had some issues I thought about Wizard of Oz being a little too kidsy, you know, a little too Dorothy, a little too flowery kind of thing going on. But even from the licensor, they wanted to put more of a darker theme on it and bring out that witch to be the witch is more prominent for our game. So that kind of changed direction on even the way the design was going. So, the witch and a witch's castle type of setup, to have her be more prominent in the game rules is something that, we took seriously and actually put into the game design. So it's not going to be so much the kidsy lollipop land. That's going to be there, but so all aspects of the movie we're trying to get in there in some way, shape, or form, whether or not it is a mechanism or it's something that's being done in the art or what have you. But we did find that there was a direction change that came from the licensor that wanted to see more prominence on the dark side of this movie, and I think that'll make for better gameplay overall anyway. So for a bigger audience, I guess I could say. So.
I really don't have much thoughts on this except I talked to Chris Granner and I said, could we work in the Dark Side of the Moon soundtrack as a something that we could kind of hide in there, but kind of bring it up on a couple of flipper switches or something, I thought that would be an interesting take on all this, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but it sounds like some people do. But I want to know more about this theme that Dennis just talked about. We're going to talk about that later.
We got about 10 minutes or so left, so.
Any video modes?
I don't know that video modes are the reason people play pinball. I know it's not the reason that I play pinball. So if some entertaining idea comes up, we'll definitely consider it. I've only done one video mode, and it was kind of, it was the Flip Revolution or whatever on Elvis, and the only other video mode I took an attempt at was Chicken Fight on Family Guy, and that got the boot because it just wasn't any fun. So maybe it's just me, but obviously having the LCD gives a lot better possibilities, things you could do. But again, people want to bat the ball around and see the ball do stuff and hit things, and you don't want the ball captured in a hole while you play a video game. If you wanted to play a video game, you'd play a video game. That's what I would do. That's what I do. So, something comes up, yeah, we'll put it in there, but I'm not excited to look for a video game idea to put into a pinball.
Got time for one more here. Yeah. Sorry. Is the license just around the movie, or there's a whole Wizard of Oz universe, right? That could you incorporate that, or is it just for the movie?
Well, we have the right to the movie, the intellectual property of what it encompasses the movie. The Wizard of Oz is in the public domain, so you could make a Wizard of Oz pinball machine as long as you don't use any characters, images, likenesses, or anything related to the 1939 classic movie, which I heard was voted number 2, the all-time greatest movies. In 2013, there's a movie coming, in 2012, there's a movie coming out based on Dorothy. It's called Dorothy of Oz, and there's also a movie coming out based on The Wizard with James Franco, I think, playing the Wizard. So they're both prequels. Right now in London, they have a play based on The Wizard of Oz. Wicked on Broadway is wildly successful. You can't even get tickets to it. The Wizard of Oz is a property that's in our consciousness for many, many years. A lot of things, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, and there's no place like home. And yes, the ruby red slippers will be in the game, and all the best loved elements of what the movie is. There's so many of them to incorporate in this game. Very difficult to get everything into the game, but luckily we have that big, beautiful LCD in the back box, and we can incorporate a lot of things into that back box as well. I just wanted to wrap up with a couple things. First of all, Jerry Vanderstelt is doing our artwork for our cabinet, and he's doing 7 pieces of original artwork, including the back glass artwork that's going to live on the LCD. Other things will be on the LCD, but the back box artwork will be up there. Now, Jerry, on his own, is licensing from Warner the artwork that he creates for us. He's going to take that artwork and make limited edition lithograph prints and collectible artwork that he believes that there's a market for, because there's not only pinball people that love the Wizard of Oz, let's say, but people out there. So what I did was I made up these cards that everybody, whoever wants to fill it out, what this will do, it'll enter you into winning one of those signed artwork from Jerry Vanderstelt of our back glass. All right, so if you want to fill that out. We'll have T-shirts. Somebody will drag the boxes up here, and we'll give out our shirts. And then I just want to tell one quick story. I got a few minutes. Again, I don't know anything about building a pinball machine. I know how to fix them, and I know how to play them. And 35 years of doing this, I'm learning. And I'm going to know a lot more tomorrow than I know today. Actually, I know a lot more today than I knew yesterday, because I came from Texas Pinball Festival. One of the things I was told, Dennis told me something a couple months ago, and Dennis one day said to me, he said,
Jack. Jack, you gotta hire Chris Granner.
Right. So, when I looked at Dennis, I was like this, and Dennis said, you're gonna get Chris Granner. And I said, okay, I gotta listen to Dennis. I said, what do we need a sound guy for? We're gonna use the music from the movie. What do I need this guy for, So I'm gonna play for you why you need this guy, and why he's been gone from pinball, and why he's back at pinball now. So, here's a little treat for you.
What Jack's going to play is what we call the shooter groove. It's when you start the game and the ball launches into the shooter lane. This is what you're going to hear.
That's not it.
Thank you, everybody, and it's great to have all of you walking down that yellow brick road with us. Thank you.